Welcome back to our weekly environmental news report. First news. After a public consultation on fracking policy in Scotland received overwhelming public opposition, the Scottish government has announced a ban on hydraulic fracturing, or fracking. Fracking is the process of injecting water at high pressure into shale formations to extract natural gas. Out of 65,000 responses that consisted of mostly communities in former coal mining areas of central Scotland, 99% of those surveyed opposed the practice. According to Paul Wheelhouse, the Scottish Energy Minister, allowing fracking would undermine the government's ambitions to deeply cut Scotland's climate emissions and would lead to, quote, long-lasting negative impacts on communities. In response, an oil firm called INEOS denounced the decision, arguing that the Scottish economy would be adversely affected. An immediate ban will be enacted by extending a current moratorium on the practice. According to a new study, about 3/4 of all honey worldwide is contaminated with pesticides considered harmful to bees. Scientists at the University of Neuchâtel, Switzerland, analyzed 198 honey samples from all over the world for 5 types of pesticides called neonicotinoids, or neonics. They found that 75% of honey contained at least one of the 5 tested neonics. Neonics are among the most widely used insecticides in the world and are known to weaken the pollinators' brains. Honey from North America, Asia, and Europe was most contaminated, but neonic concentrations overall were relatively low and below the limit set as safe. The results, however, suggest that there is almost no safe place for a bee to exist. For the co-author of the study, Edward Mitchell, the only solution to the problem is to change how we raise our crops without using pesticides. Tropical forests used to protect us from climate change, but according to a new study published in Science magazine, they might be making it worse. The results, based on an 11-year study, suggest that these forests are releasing hundreds of million tons of carbon into the atmosphere, rather than storing it in vegetation. According to Alessandro Bacchini, the lead author of the study and a researcher at Woods Hole, the losses due to deforestation and degradation are actually emitting more CO2 to the atmosphere, compared with how much the existing forest is able to absorb. One reason for the net loss of carbon is the ongoing disturbance and land degradation in forests. Bacchini concluded that major forest policy changes such as eliminating deforestation, curbing degradation, and restoring forest land could revert the tropical forest from a source back to a sink. Mauritius is a tiny island off the coast of Madagascar that is known for its white sandy beaches, coral reefs, and mountainous regions. However, rising sea levels are posing a threat to the island's coastlines, with erosion having shrunk the width of some beaches by as much as 10 meters over the past 8 years. According to Etienne Sinetambu, Minister of the Environment, paradise is getting rocky. Climate change is a substantial cause. In response, the Environment Ministry has initiated proposals to protect the coastline, and plans include filling in parts of the shore with boulders and building barriers that extend from the shore to the sea. Facebook's new data center in Henrico County, Virginia, will be powered by 100% renewable energy, and the Social Networking Corporation is directly investing $750 million to establish the 970,000 square foot area. Announced by Governor Terry McAuliffe, the project is expected to bring thousands of construction jobs to the region and more than 100 full-time operational jobs. The center would be served under a new renewable rate option called Schedule Renewable Facility, which would allow Facebook and other corporations to utilize renewable energy delivered to the grid. Additionally, Dominion Energy Virginia plans to construct multiple solar facilities in Virginia in order to grow the market for clean energy. That's all for this week's Environmental News Report. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and help promote environmental awareness. See you next week.